after they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed, right? Jay-Z, over the course of his career, and I have to still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know.
But I do know this, that it's only 3 people that had contracts with Puff and Bad Boy.
They tried to kill me this same weekend. Not in jokes, with a real gun in my real face on real camera. Understand I'm losing my life for participating in something that goes along with my job. Like, it's 2 comedians, what do you mean?
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit.
You're not going to believe this. They just raided Jay-Z's private jet, and what they found is breaking the internet. This isn't your typical celebrity drama. This is next level crazy. Picture the wildest thing you could ever discover on a celeb's plane, then multiply it by 1,000. It's a scandal so big, people will be talking about it for months.
Well, I would say this. It's kind of funny to me, man, is that Diddy used to hate Jay-Z. He hated Jay-Z enough where he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay-Z. This is back in the early 2000s. And one day, Asner, Kushner, Diddy, and myself went to a Nets game and we met Jay-Z. I've never been a Jay-Z fan, you know, like some of his music, the whole 9 yards. But when we went over to the, I think that was Prudential Center in Newark, and him and Puff met up, it was strange to me. Because I remember what Puff was trying to do. And then both of them, they was talking about something amongst each other, amongst all of us, and laughing and joking with each other. Then over the years, I see them giving garden parties. You understand what I'm saying? You could tell that the people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact they may be 2 of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is, and was rambunctious, just out with it, it don't mean that they not 2 of the same. One just a little quiet with his shit.
What happened at the basketball game? When they ran into, you guys ran into Jay-Z?
They were just talking. They was talking amongst each other about their little white girls. They little skinny white girls.
And I mean, did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay, yeah. He was. They worked it out.
Was there a reason behind it?
I couldn't tell you the reason behind it. It's probably because Big had died. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know why he wanted Ja Rule to go at Jay. I guess if he kept them beefing or kept them into some bullshit, he could rise up in between both of them.
Girl, you know
the FBI doesn't just show up without a reason, especially when it comes to Jay-Z. So, what made them target the king of hip-hop? Imagine this. It's a typical day at the airport. Jay's private jet is parked on the tarmac like it's no big deal. Everything seems normal. The usual buzz of planes taking off and landing. Then, out of nowhere, it's like someone tipped over an anthill. FBI agents swarm in, moving with urgency that screams something significant is happening. People stop in their tracks, phones out, knowing this is about to blow up on social media in seconds. Now the streets are buzzing with wild stories. Eyewitnesses are spilling tea about suits climbing aboard Jay's jet like they own it. One person swears they saw agents hauling out boxes, while another claims they heard shouting from inside the plane. It's like a real-life episode of * Law and Order *, but with way more bling. Here's the kicker though, Jay-Z isn't a criminal, right? This is the guy who went from selling CDs out of his car to dining with presidents. He's a savvy businessman. So what could possibly be so outrageous that the FBI got involved? We're not talking about a minor mishap here. This is high-stakes stuff.
Yeah, but I have been hearing that a lot. I feel like your girl Jaguar Wright might have been one of the first to really put his name out there. I don't know enough. You know, I will say that Jay-Z, if he was doing ill shit like that, he was more quiet about it. You know what I mean? He was more, but then if we be real with ourselves, it was kind of abnormal when he got with Beyonce. Like, she was pretty young when he got with her. There's rumors that he was messing with Foxy Brown when she was pretty young. So there's a lot of those rumors around. You know what I mean? Yeah. And do you hear little things here and there? You know, I'm not gonna lie. When certain people get to a certain level of fame, I don't know why, but you start to hear little about certain people sometimes. And I don't know how many people are really exempt from it. Because if you really think about most of your top celebrities, black celebrities, rappers, I feel like the ones that are at the top for a long time, I feel like I've heard a rumor damn near about all of them. Not that I've seen anything, but it's always these top motherfuckers. Now, some people will say, oh, well, that's just a hating. It could be. Or it could be that motherfuckers got to join a club in order to get to a certain level. I don't know. I'm not in the club, so I wouldn't know. But it's just a little weird that everybody that goes past a certain point, you'll hear a little. And these be behind the scenes rumors too. This is not just internet shit. This be before the internet existed. You understand? Because it's easy for some shit to fly around now with the internet. But a lot of this shit was pre-internet. And it was getting around. You see? So, makes it a little different. It still could be some bullshit, but I'm just saying. Some of these rumors been around about people for a long time. You've been hearing little things about them. And have I heard little shit about Jay-Z? Yup. Do I think that he's trying to emulate himself and present himself as a gay painter, like to look like Basquiat? Yup, I do. I think 50 Cent was right about that. I think that's a code to, especially the white people, that he's approachable, he's cultured, but Basquiat was also bisexual. So is that a code that you're trying to tell these white people too? By trying to emulate this guy? I don't know, but it doesn't look.
The internet is buzzing with wild theories. Some people are suggesting it's tied to his music empire, hinting at some shady dealings lurking behind the scenes. Others think it could be related to his various business ventures. You know Jay has his hands in everything, from sports agencies to streaming services. But here's where it gets intriguing. Word on the street is this wasn't just a random check. The FBI came looking for something specific. They had intel, a plan, and they knew exactly what they were after. It's like they had a treasure map with an X marking the spot on Jay's private.
Such an affinity for Basquiat anyway. I think it's trash. Let me just put it out there. I don't think that Basquiat's art is fucking all brilliant the way they claim it is. It looks like bullshit to me. It's some shit that white people would like. It's not some shit that black people look at and be like, oh my God, that is so impressive. He ran with weirdos like Andy Warhol and Keith Haring. They tried to call Keith Haring graffiti back in the days. I hated Keith Haring's art. It was crap. That was not graffiti. That was a white dude from the village who was inspired by graffiti, who started doing some shit, and because he's white, now he can go to galleries and sell this shit for fucking $50,000. And then you got real blacks and yes, Puerto Ricans, you know, and even some poor white people that were doing graffiti uptown on the trains and shit like that, and they couldn't get no money for this shit, you know? And their shit was way more technical, and you know what I mean? And makes you feel something, and really aligned itself with hip hop. But all of that shit, Keith Haring, Basquiat, and Andy Warhol with soup cans, get the fuck out of here. That was some shit where they gamed the people into believing that some bullshit was something special. And Jay-Z was one of the first ones, I think, to really talk about Basquiat. And it's like, why? And you make a song about Tom Ford. That's another homosexual designer. What is this all about? Like, I don't know when heterosexuals started bigging up homosexuals, starting trying to dress like them, do their hair like them, and making songs about them. I'm just saying. You know, and Jay-Z, I like Jay-Z. I think he's a dope rapper, dope businessman. He used to be my neighbor. We lived in the same building, 560 State Street. But that being said, I'm just telling you what I know and what I've observed.
Is Jay in trouble? Is he facing a perp walk the next time we see him? But hang on, because this story is anything but straightforward. The plot has more twists than a pretzel factory. Sure, the FBI might have been searching for something, but what they actually discovered is where things get really juicy. We're talking about a revelation that could potentially rock not just Jay's world, but the entire music industry. This is the kind of tea so hot it could scorch some careers.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Mm. Think of the power of that moment. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend?
Now everyone assumes the FBI discovered something illegal, but that's not the case. The truth is far more scandalous. Imagine a revelation so shocking it could change the course of music history. What if I told you it involves someone you'd never expect? When you picture a celeb's private jet, what comes to mind? Top shelf liquor flowing like water, plush seats you could sink into for days, maybe even a solid gold toilet if you're feeling extra fancy. But let me tell you, the FBI wasn't there for any of that luxurious nonsense. They had their eyes on something way juicier. The internet is exploding with theories, and some folks have the wildest imaginations. You've got people claiming they found a full-on pharmacy in there, like Jay's plane was a flying drugstore. Others think it's all about money, with stacks of cold, hard cash stashed away. But honestly, that's amateur hour compared to what's really going on. What's got everyone's panties in a twist isn't what's visible, it's what's hidden. We're talking about information and secrets so deep they could make or break careers. Imagine discovering that everything you thought you knew about the music industry was just smoke and mirrors. That's the kind of tea we're brewing here.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce. And I say that, women do have
that country album, and any of you that buy that shit stupid as shit.
You don't give it no
trap music with goddamn a holster and a pad.
But she remade Jolene.
That I'm gonna tell you the song she should have remade. It's a hit. It would have done great for her. She should have tried it on. Tammy Wynette. Classic. Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that now. Remake that. Stand by that. That's a real country hit. Jolene, nice. But it has a ring to it. Stand by your man. Yeah. Whoops and disrespects you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
Some people are claiming they found notebooks filled with lyrics, not just any lyrics, but game-changing verses that could rewrite hip-hop history. But here's the twist. What if those lyrics aren't all Jay's? What if there's evidence that some of the biggest names in the game have been buying their rhymes all along? And it doesn't end there. The streets are buzzing about secret contracts that could reveal how the music industry truly operates. We're talking about deals so shocking they'd make your head spin, exposing who really owns what and who's been pulling the strings behind the scenes. This isn't just about Jay anymore. This could rock the entire industry. But hold up, because here's where it gets even more intriguing. What they found isn't exactly illegal. No, it's something far more scandalous.
All right, well, let's do it like
was
this.
Actually carrying his baby while you was faking it. Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you? He put it in everybody else. Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
Nah, that's what we're calling
that
it.
belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
A half of which dumbass bitch.
So, you know, it's funny that it's crazy you say these
Why
things.
don't nobody want to accept that bitch?
I think
she went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. You know, snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls. Impulse control issues? I don't know. I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
The tea is so piping hot. It's like somebody...
Discovering that Santa isn't real is one thing, but this feels like uncovering that the entire North Pole is tangled up with hustle. The FBI didn't just stumble upon Jay's secrets. They've unleashed a Pandora's box of music industry scandals. Let me tell you, some of your favorite artists might not be as pristine as you thought. This scandal runs deeper than the Mariana Trench. We're not just talking about Jay-Z anymore. This tea is piping hot and burning everyone in the music scene. If you think your favorite rappers are untouchable, think again. The buzz on the streets is louder than a beehive on energy drinks, and everyone is speculating who else might be implicated. Is it that smooth-talking lyricist who claims his words are pure? Or perhaps the pop sensation who suddenly decided to drop bars? The possibilities are endless, and right now, everyone looks a bit suspicious. Picture this: a spiderweb that's ensnaring all these big-name celebs instead of insects. We're talking connections that could make your head spin faster than a DJ's turntable. One moment, you're focused on Jay, and the next, You're 6 degrees deep into another artist's drama. And it's not just the musicians, producers, managers, and even those high-powered executives in their sleek offices might have their strings tangled in this chaos too.
Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within the week?
The next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So let me ask you,
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's that right there. We're gonna talk about the episode, but for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys
And get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody to him up just so he couldn't have a good night. You, Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. Don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Because you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her.
The tea is so scorching. It's like the whole industry just got drenched in it. Everyone's scrambling for damage control, but this kind of stain doesn't wash out easily. We're talking dirt buried deeper than Jimmy Hoffa, and now it's all bubbling to the surface. Here's the real shocker. Word on the street is that some of these connections go way back. I'm talking old school, back in the day secrets that have been locked down tighter than Beyonce's pregnancy announcements. But now it's all about to spill out like steam from a broken kettle. And let me tell you, it's not just about who knows who. We're talking deals done in the shadows, handshakes that sealed more than just friendships. The kind of stuff that could rewrite the music history books. If you thought you knew who was pulling the strings behind your favorite hits, Virl, you might need to think again.
Today we reported to you that Piers Morgan decided to take down parts of his interview with Jaguar Wright, where she talked about and referred to Beyonce and Jay-Z as monsters and alleged that these two have held people against their own will. In a statement from Beyonce's attorneys, they said that these statements from Jaguar Wright were completely untrue and false, and asked that Piers Morgan take those clips down and to apologize, which Piers Morgan actually did. Well, now, and this is becoming a trend from celebrities, their attorney is speaking out on TMZ Live and addressing why Beyonce and Jay-Z decided to speak out. And he says that what Piers did and what Jaguar said actually hurts the real victims.
This must have been shocking to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations. Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice. And
so basically he's saying that they were willing to actually sue Piers Morgan over these statements. But Piers, in the moment when he was interviewing Jaguar Wright, already was backpedaling, saying that, we can't confirm or deny some of what she was saying. but has since went on his platform to denounce it. It's just not worth it for him. In the separate video that we did covering this story, we told you Piers Morgan is not just Piers Morgan on YouTube. It's not like Kempire here on YouTube. He has a monster house behind him, including Rupert Murdoch, who owns 50% of his YouTube channel. That is billions of dollars behind Piers Morgan. And one of the other things that I noted was the fact that Piers Morgan's contract with Rupert Murdoch's company, News UK, is up for negotiations now. So that could be a part of the motivation behind Piers Morgan. It's not worth it for him. However, take a listen to what the attorney says in regards to why this is so dangerous.